Welcome back to Star Trek Online, everybody. I'm your host, the Housecoat Gamer, and today we are going to be searching for new Romulus. Of course, there is no intro or voiceover, except from me in this case, but I'm going to be remaining silent throughout most of the bit, so enjoy!
Initiating scan. Now. Preliminary reports are turning up negative, Captain. We could perform a more in-depth scan, but that could take nearly a week. Launching a satellite would allow us to monitor the area and move forward. Your orders?
We can't get a clear reading from the planet that Tamir specified. Our best option will be to drop out of warp and investigate the area. Are you ready? Nausicaan ships, dead ahead. They were jamming our sensors. That's why we couldn't get a clear reading on this area. It's an ambush. They're hailing us, probably to gloat. Pirates like these only care about scrapping the ship for parts and selling any survivors to the Orions. Should I open the channel? More Nausicans on the way. It's not Tal Shiar, it's the Nausicans. What's next? Iconians? We were able to get a few scans of the planet during combat. It's no good. The wildlife is too hostile and the natural resources too few. That leaves us with one last system, the Dewa system. Dewa 3 shows some promise. We can leave orbit whenever you're ready. We have confirmation of a suitable planet! I'm patching us through to Tamir now. He'll want an update on the situation. I'll connect you as soon as you're ready.
Excellent work. You should head to Dewa 3 and set up some orbital probes, and then beam down and investigate the surface. I'll set a course to the Dewa system and keep an eye out for any more Nausicaans. Dewa 3 is one of our last chances to find a habitable planet in this region. Good luck.
Dewa 3. This could be the new Romulan homeworld. The radiation levels of this planet made it uninhabitable, but long-range surveys have detected drops in the toxicity over the past few years. Our orders are to deploy sensory probes to scan the planet, and, if they return positive, beam down for a closer look.
A real warrior never lets you stray.
Really? Practice all the way to a new system? I hope that's the last we've seen of them. The reports from the probes confirm that radiation levels have lowered on the planet. An away team without protective gear should be safe. There don't seem to be any civilizations down there either, but we'll have to beam down to explore the area further. Are you ready to transport? There are several teams that will beam down to other parts of the planet while we explore. Wow. Look at this place. It's beautiful. Our orders from Tamir are to analyze the local wildlife, flora, and minerals, as well as any bit of radiation.
plant displays remarkable similarity to the plants once found on Romulus. Fascinating. The water is barely tainted by the planet's radiation. These creatures are fascinating. They seem to absorb the radiation around them. The high amount of lead in these rocks could be the reason for the lowered radiation levels.
This is Tamer. I've arrived at the outer rim of the planet. I'll be keeping a watch on any Tal Shiar or Nausicaan signals. How is the initial search going down there?
I'm detecting ancient and dilapidated structures nearby. This fern seems to be resistant to the ambient radiation on this planet. It could be useful in treating radiation sickness. We should investigate that old bridge nearby when we're done with our scans.
What's that? Tholians. What are they doing here? Tholians. Just what we needed. Tholians are known for not caring very much about us humanoids. I don't think they even know the difference between a Romulan and a Reman. The ship isn't detecting any more Tholian ships in orbit, but with our luck, that'll change. We should see what those Tholians are after. If this is going to be our planet, they can't take it from us.
The Tholians seemed interested in those rocks back there. Should we check it out?
Watch out! More Tholians inbound. More on the way, sir. Why are they so interested in this site?
No idea. We'll find out once we have a second. One more group inbound, and it looks like they're sending one of their commanders.
The Tholians wanted whatever is buried in those rocks. Let's see what's beneath them. There appears to be a sword fossilized in this accretion layer. Trying to scan it now. Wait, this is incredible! There's definitely a blade here, and its composition and size match those of Vulcan blades from about 1900 years ago. There are only a few examples of those weapons left. Most of them were destroyed during the time of Awakening.
Greetings. What have you found? Interesting. The sword could prove to be something unbelievable. Maybe even something made by Saharian. I'm concerned about the Tholians, and I'm beginning a full scan for any of their ships in orbit. Yes, we should. Hold on! We're under attack. It's the Tholians. Go to Red Alert. All hands, prepare for battle.
Tamer has closed the channel, sir. I'll have the geode and blade transported to the science lab on board the ship. We should return as soon as possible. Tamer will need our help.
We managed to take out a few Tholian ships, but now we're trapped within one of their webs. There are more Tholians on the way. You've got to take out the nearby Tholians to get us out of here. Thank you. We don't have time to relax, however. I'm picking up a large Tholian ship leaving warp. Get ready. The Tholians have some of the most advanced technology in the quadrant, and they never back down. We'll need to work together to survive. Excellent work. Hopefully the Tholians will stay away. What did you find? Is it possible for us to colonize the planet? By the elements! A habitable planet and one of Saharian's lost blades? That could only mean that this planet must be one of the worlds our ancestors visited after the Sundering. I knew that their path could have taken them in this area, but I never... I'll have to speak to Mimic. She's always had an interest in our history. You should get to the flotilla and speak to Datan. He'll want to know everything you've found.
Jolan True, you found something incredible. This will be the new home of the Romulan Republic. It will be Mol Rihan, New Romulus, and we will create a new way of life there. This is exactly what we needed to begin talks with the Klingons and the Federation at Khitomer. Unless you have any more questions, I would report to Tamer. I have many preparations to make.
Good work. I knew you were the right person for this job. It will take us a long time to analyze the sword you found. We have to be very careful with something like this. But even the possibility of finding the sword of the Raptor Star has given everyone on the flotilla hope for the future. Your role isn't done yet, however. Datan and I both want you to be with us for our next task. Meeting with the Federation, Klingons, and Empress Sela on Khitomer to talk about peace and the colonization of New Romulus.
Housecoat Gaming signing off.